Hello guys, we got a big 12-game NBA slate for Wednesday. Starting off with Indy, Sabonis is going to be questionable. I would say that he probably will miss this game, but that's just an assumption. If he's out, then Miles Turner does get a marginal boost. Charlotte's a team that is very weak against centers. Miles Turner hasn't always been known for rebounding. It's more of a steals blocks guy. So Charlotte, they're not really like one of the most blocked teams, but they are on the smaller side. So Miles Turner, when Sabonis is out, they do run a lot of pick and roll, pick and pops, 5 out. So Turner can definitely benefit. Brogdon, of course, his usage rate was over 30%, which is really good. McDermott, Lamb, both of them, I would prefer Lamb just because he has a little bit more ability to create his own shot, whereas McDermott is pretty much a spot-up shooter. Now, TJ McConnell, he did close last game. He's okay. Like, he contributes in a lot of ways. For a point guard backup, he's actually pretty productive, but he's not just the guy that's going to usually put up like 20 real-life points. So this isn't really like the best spot. Charlotte's not really like a really fast-paced team. I think Lamb, Justin Holiday probably would be better plays. Charlotte's side, Gordon Hayward, 7,500, still looks really good. Terry Rozier, Devontae Graham, these guys, I think they're always going to be excellent tournament plays just because they're low owned and, it's usually you don't know who's going to go off that game. So playing, one of these guys in a lineup, not both, I would say that, it's a good tournament strategy, especially for a 12-game slate where their ownerships are just going to be like 3% or something. For other guys, though, I think Miles Bridges deserves a mention, 4,200. He got more minutes than I expected, plays power forward sometimes. Coming off the bench, he does have the opportunity to close at times, but most likely not unless, someone's in foul trouble, fouled out or something. But he's just cheap for value. For Detroit's side, we already know Blake Griffin's going to be out. Derrick Rose will be back, so that's going to hurt DeLon Wright. I'm not going to be on him. Jeremy Grant still looks really good, 8,100. Blake being out should allow Grant to play more at the power forward position, helps rebounding stats. I think Rose has some sneaky tournament appeal, but his minutes are really limited. So, that's definitely a downside of it, but his price definitely is a lot cheaper than we've seen. Plumlee, he's fouled out a lot, so 5,100. He was getting, 30-plus points. He's a productive center when he's out there. It's just the minutes. And then Saddiq Bey, because he's going to probably start for Blake, 3,400. He's definitely a value play on this slate you can consider, but he's more of a spot-up shooter. You need some rebounds. For the Cavs side, Larry Nance still questionable. Last game, this is very important. Drummond and Jared Allen actually shared the court together. But last game, they did play the Lakers, so they had AD, Gasol, Harrell. They had the size, but we don't know if Larry Nance, if he was going to play for that game, if they would have done that. Now, against Detroit, Blake being out, that probably decreases the chances of this happening. But if they continue to stagger, because we actually saw them stagger we saw them actually play McGee and Drummond together. I remember back then, a few games before when McGee was in the rotation. So there's a chance that Drummond and Allen can play together again. And in that case, then I'm going to have a lot of interest in Drummond. 8,400 is way too cheap if he's going to get mid or low 30s in minutes. So tournaments, I do like Drummond. Sexton, I actually like too, 6,600. Garland, he's still limited. He's coming off the bench. We don't know if he's going to start for Garland. So 4,600 is very nice if he's starting, going to be a top value play. Sexton, again, 6,600. He's the main guy that's getting all the usage here for the Cavs. So 6,600 against the Pistons. I do have interest in that as well. Just someone that isn't going to get a lot of ownership on a big slate. Now, Okoro, 3,800, he's worth a mention. Got to help him a little bit if Nance is out because they can slide these guys around on the positions. For the Kings side, Fox, 8,700. He's still kind of in play, but price is definitely a lot, really expensive. Now, the Kings, they usually will close with 2 of Buddy, Bagley, or Halliburton. So if you're making multiple lineups, make sure that you don't have all 3 of these guys together in a lineup. And really, I don't think I want to play 2 of these even against Orlando. Just a tough matchup. Magic is getting a lot healthier, so Sacramento doesn't really look all that appealing. For the Magic side, Vooch, 9,200, very good. Kings, very bad against centers. Very good pace-up spot. Kings just can't stop anyone. Aaron Gordon playing a lot of backup point guard, so his assists are going to be a lot higher. But Michael Carter-Williams is questionable, and his return actually would hurt a lot of these players because you're going to lose Gordon's assists, lose ball handling, Fournier getting a lot of assists as well, Ross, just all these ball handlers are going to get, take some hits, Cole Anthony as well. And then it just messes with rotation, like Bacon, Ennis, Birch, all of these guys. So that's actually an important injury to monitor. For the Nets, James Harden is the player that's minutes are staggered. Kyrie and KD are pretty much playing all the minutes together. So you're getting Harden as the main, the only guy of the big three playing alone. So he's interesting, but I think Kyrie, because he's way cheaper, and it's the Hawks, it's Trae Young, not a good defender. Kyrie's going to be my favorite play from the Nets side. For the Hawks, I really do like Trae Young, though. 9,200 against the Nets, who a lot of games we think maybe the Nets can blow them out, but it's just not happening because their defense is not that good. This is a back-to-back for the Hawks. That's definitely a little bit concerning. But Trae Young, 9,200 is way too cheap for a high-scoring environment game here. We have to monitor with Cam Reddish. He's out or not. It just messes with the entire rotation. So wait and see. For Denver, P.J. Dozier is out. And that's actually pretty significant because they allowed Gary Harris to get more minutes, and they actually closed with Barton and Porter. Paul Millsap, most likely, he's just going to stay within like the 20 minutes, not going to get a whole lot, so not going to play him. Jokic, Murray, both of them actually do usage. They're going to take a little bit of a hit, especially Murray because MPJ just being back. He's someone who's not afraid to shoot a lot. Now, last game, Murray did get ejected, so that's why most likely we're not going to see MPJ, Barton closing together. Monte Morris, also someone who can close. So closing rotation for the Nuggets is tough to figure out. But I think MPJ, sometimes he's going to start sometime soon. So for the Denver side, I'm not really too intrigued. For the Heat, we have to watch these injuries because they might only have 9 players. And it's really going to be 8 because Haslam just never plays. With all these guys out, I would expect Bradley, because nobody's missed when they're questionable for health and safety protocols, to play. But again, just we have to monitor that. So if Dragic is going to be out, Hero's out, then Kendrick Nunn is going to be just, firing away because he just shoots a lot anyway. And if taking away all these guys, Nunn's going to be a very good play. So just something to monitor for the Heat. Don't know who's going to be available. For the Lakers, this is going to be probably a close game, and LeBron AD is still priced to where they're not playing their regular minutes. So I'm going to have a lot of interest in LeBron and AD. Think because LeBron's coming off of a sailing game, probably he's going to be higher owned. Probably going to prefer AD there. For everyone else, I think Marc Gasol. I know it's weird recommending him, but 3,500. He's had an amazing history guarding against Joel Embiid. The one game that stands out is he held Joel Embiid to 0 for 11 shooting and 0 points when he was on the Raptors last year. So I can see Gasol definitely getting more minutes than he's used to. I can see him playing high 20s. He, at this stage of his career, is never going to get like high 30s in minutes, but he's 3,500. If he gets that much playing time, he's not a high usage guy. But if we do need value on this slate, I think Gasol can actually help. But you're going to have to just sacrifice the center spot, though. For the Philly side, because of that, Joel Embiid, I'm not going to play him. I think if you're playing like 300 lineups or something, I wouldn't probably completely fade Embiid, probably play a little bit, but that's going to make me like Simmons and Tobias Harris. If Embiid's getting locked up, they're going to go to their other guys, and Simmons and Tobias can definitely fill it up. Lakers, they're not a team that allows a lot of threes, so Seth Curry being kind of cheap, but AD, Gasol, they can definitely guard Embiid, so they're not going to have to double, and that's just going to, eliminate the open shots for some of these three-pointer guys. For the Bucks, this should be a close game as well, so I'm going to like Giannis a lot. I think I prefer him over Middleton and Drew with their prices being up. So really, it's going to be Giannis for the Bucks side. For the Raptors, we have to wait on Siakam. If he's in, I still have interest in all these guys. But if he's out, then I'll get to maybe a little bit Norman Powell, but that price is kind of high. Really, it's going to be just focused around Lowry, Siakam, Van Vliet. Now for the Boston side, Tatum 8,700. He was probably going to play like mid 30s in minutes. if that game didn't blow out. So Tatum, 8,700, a little bit cheaper. I do like him against the Spurs. And Jaylen Brown, I prefer Tatum again, just their prices are too similar. But I'm going to really like Kemba Walker, 6,300. His minutes went down, but that was because of a blowout. So I would say that he's probably going to get over 30 here. And even with Tatum back now, I still really like Kemba. He should just be like a mid 7K, close to 8K player. So Kemba going to be one of my core plays. Now, for the Spurs side, Boston's not really a team I like to target. So even though we're getting a discount on a lot of these Spurs players, I'm not really that intrigued. The way that you beat Boston is inside. So Marcus Aldridge probably going to be my favorite play. I know he hasn't had a great season, but this is how you attack the Celtics. And Popovich, one of the best coaches in the league, he's probably going to try to get Aldridge the looks, especially if he's hitting early on. Murray, I think, is going to be very popular, but Marcus Smart probably going to guard him. They can put Kemba and Lonnie Walker. So, it's a little bit concerning if Murray's going to be chalk. Frozen, I think he's fine, 7,100. He's a pretty solid player. So, I think he's still fine at that price and matchup. Now, the Wizards, Bradley Beal, I would expect Westbrook rests. So, that's going to make Bradley Beal one of the better plays of the slate. Think Raul Neto, probably going to start, but he was actually limited, so we're going to have to wait on that. Wizards, we don't know if these guys are going to be returning, so wait and see again. If they're all out, then yeah, Bradley Beal, core play probably. For the Pelicans, I'm going to really like this side. The Wizards usually are always in close, high-scoring games, so I actually like all 5 of these starters. I'd probably rank Ingram 1, and then Zion 2, Bledsoe 3, Adams 4, Lonzo 5. Because Adams, this matchup against the Wizards centers, it's always a team I could target. So I like Adams, not someone that we usually roster, but I think he has some interest here. Ingram, just someone that has crazy 60-point upside. For OKC, we also have to wait here. So maybe Baisley, SGA, Roby, they could be good plays, but just can't really say too much here. For Phoenix, Devin Booker already ruled out. That's gonna make me like Chris Paul, one of the best plays of the slate. DeAndre Ayton, very good as well. I think you can play both of them together. Mikal Bridges, great as well. Just all these guys. Crowder, Cam Johnson. I don't want to play Cam Payne and Javon Carter, Nader, because Mikal Bridges was in foul trouble. They actually, Ayton fouled out. And just the way they run the rotation, I'm going to stick to the main guys here. For Dallas, they also could be getting these guys back. So it's going to make me just turn all these guys like Brunson, James Johnson, Burke, WC is out of play. So Luka going to be my main guy if I go to Dallas, but Utah, very tough defense. For the Utah side, I think some of them are a little bit too cheap. Gobert, Conley in particular. Dallas, they're not a bad defensive team. They're not really a fast team, but I think that the prices are just too cheap, even though we're concerned about that. So I really like Gobert. I really like Conley. Those are 2 of my favorite plays from the Utah side. And then Minnesota, we don't know either here. D'Lo, 8,300. I want to play him if he's going to be healthy, not on minutes limit. If he's out, then again, it's going to go to Malik Beasley, Ricky Rubio, Anthony Edwards. Vanderbilt, his minutes just aren't that great. That's the problem with a lot of these Wolves guys, but Beasley's the guy that can get the minutes. Reed's price is just a little bit too expensive for me. For the Warriors side, Steph, 9,300. Fantastic play. But definitely, there's some blowout risk, and because it is a 12-game slate, I don't think Curry's going to be, the core play that I had last time. I think Oubre's okay. Draymond is fine as well. Now, Kevon Looney started last game over Wiseman, and Looney's still 3K. So if you really need to go down for a min 3K price, there's a guy. But again, he's only center eligible. So for the favorite plays of the slate, it's going to be Cover Boy, Chris Paul. Really like Trae Young. And then it's going to be Raul Neto as a value play, just because Westbrook should be out. Hopefully we get better value plays later. And then trying to see who else I had. Kemba Walker. So, I'm obviously picking up a lot of the guard spots. So for small forward, I'm going to pick Brandon Ingram. Just this game, I think you definitely want at least one Pelican. So Ingram's going to be my favorite play, the guy from that game. So that's going to be the core 5 right now. Feels like a day where we're going to get a lot of value, a lot of late news. So make sure to follow me. I'll update the core 5 as usual on my Twitter at Ballfuls. Link will be in the description below. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like before you go, and I will see you in the next video.